Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be working on the Mustang. And what our first priority is we're going to get it cleaned up. I'm going to take out everything out of it that we don't need, either throw it away or keep it in storage. And also we're going to work on the dash. We're going to work on removing the wire harness for the last time because we ordered a new one. And brake lines, power steering lines. Let's get into today's video. So I got mostly everything out of the Marauder that was inside of it. Took the seat out just to clean it underneath it. Just a bunch of bolts, pieces of plastic, empty bottles, wire harness that we're not going to use again. Probably pieces of the harness that actually came with the Mustang, and then the harness that came with the Marauder. So we're getting absolutely every piece of wire out here except for those two wires that's for the fuel pump. And we're just gonna store them in case we need them, because you always need wire. So just gonna get to cleaning this thing out. Okay, so the interior of the car is pretty much cleaned out. It's not clean because I have a lot of bolts, I have a lot of dust and dirt. I've got a vacuum out of here, but I still have to put the bolts in for the brake booster. I have to put the dash back in and remove this wire harness again. So I'm gonna do all those things hopefully in this video. That'll bring us one step closer to getting this thing done, because these small stuff play a big role in this car, because the brake booster actually assists with pushing the brake pedal by getting power steering fluid to add pressure to the pedal itself, so that when you push it, the power steering pump helps you to push the pedal. And I have a power steering leak, so no power steering, no brakes. I gotta get that sorted out. Then we have to tackle the brake line issues. We'll get to that when we get to that, but I think it's about time to get that dash prepped to put back in, and also remove this wire harness. So let's get to it. Okay, so now for the dash. This should be fairly simple. Basically what you need to do is flip it over, and any tabs that hold the plastic pieces to the metal frame that we're going to be reusing, you just tear it away. And when we're painting the car, we are going to paint this metal frame, so it's not going to stay rusty as it is, and we're going to clean it up. But all of these plastic pieces we're going to remove for now. So this metal frame out of the dash is what we were after, because we need these mounting points for the steering wheel and just to route wires a bit better. All right, so we cleaned out the Mustang. Well, we kind of cleaned it out. And we removed the, I guess the plastic part of the dash. So now we have the dash skeleton. And we're gonna remove the wire harness now and continue with just doing the small things to get this thing ready. Wire harness is out. That is the engine and the internal harness for the dash. There's no wires in here except for the positive and negative leads for the starter, and one ground that runs to the back of the motor. I'm gonna have to shorten this up. There's too much wire sitting in the bay. But other than that, what we have left to do is put the metal part of the dash in so I can bolt up the steering wheel. Then I can bolt up the brake booster and get to working on the brake lines and also the power steering lines that I need to fix. Alright, so we got a lot done today. Wire harness is out, the dash is back in, the steering wheel is in place, and we got the interior a bit cleaned up, just some more bolts and dirt to get out of there. So I'm going to show you guys what we got done. Like I said, all of the stock Marauder harness is out, just the battery cables are connected because those are to the body and to the motor. This is the stock Marauder harness. That's the plastic parts of the dash. And this is all of the other stuff that we took out. I gotta separate what is junk from what is not and throw them away. Like I said, we just have a bunch of bolts sitting in here, weather strips. We got the metal frame of the dash installed. So we just got the metal part. Wheel is in place. Let's make sure that's in gear because we still don't have any brakes, but she's coming together. We're getting it done. So what's going to be up in our next video? Our next video is actually going to be putting the brake lines in, setting those up, fixing the power steering line that's leaking, and hopefully bleeding the brakes. And I'm thinking of what else we can get done, because the wire harness is going to take some time to get here. And most likely I'm going to paint it before the wire harness gets here. So I want brakes just so I'm able to stop it, because we're going to have to either tow it to the painter or somehow we're going to get it there. But I want to paint it before this thing gets running. I also have, I'm thinking of what issues I might have. I want to Mostly all the issues I have is wiring. That's why I really can't figure out what else I have left to do, because I have to wire up these windows so I could bring those down, and probably vacuum out inside of the Mustang and clean this windshield from the, you know, the fire that they had, where the fire that I had. Some of the soot is still on the windshield, and probably clean up these door panels, because I want to take those speakers out and take all the wiring out that we don't need. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next one.